Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to the 6th Annual Interior Region Eating Disorder Forum. And I'm Carla Banti. I'm a practice lead with mental health and substance use for Interior Health. And I've been working with policy and services for eating disorders for the last 5 years and would like to introduce my co-facilitator, Riley.
Hi, everybody. My name is Riley McKinley. I have a couple different roles. I'll be co-facilitating with Carla, and then I'm a peer support worker at Foundry Penticton and also a youth of lived experience.
And before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the First Nations in which we meet today, and acknowledge our partnership with Métis Nation BC and the Métis citizens residing in the interior. Wanted to talk a little bit about where the forum started and how it started. Initially, it was prompted by a directive out of the Ministry of Health and the Ministry for Children and Family Development called the Action Plan for Provincial Services for People with Eating Disorders. And the action plan targeted the full continuum of services, right from primary all the way to tertiary and everything in between. The forum was established to bring together stakeholders to share information, learn, and work together to plan services. And really, over the last few years, it's been attended by people representing all of the interior health, and including non-government, including private practice, including acute and community services, as well as school districts, and most importantly, by family and individuals with lived experience. It highlighted the regional and provincial practice and programs. It's also provides information on the latest research on diet, culture, and specific diagnoses, evidence-based approaches, treatment challenges, and an opportunity to participate in regional planning. The most important, and I would say the most engaging, and definitely one of the highlights for me, is an event that we have every year, which includes a person with lived experience and families, where in a panel where they really get a chance to talk about their perspectives of service along their journey to recovery, what we could have done better, what we did well, and really get an idea to how it was to experience our service from their point of view. So I'll hand it over to Riley to do a little bit of an introduction, and yeah, I would just want to welcome you.
Hi again. So like I said, I work as a peer support worker. I've also been working kind of unofficially in the mental health field as an advocate for youth with mental health issues, specializing in eating disorders. So when I had my experience with anorexia nervosa back in my teens, I remember thinking, this is never going to end. I'm going to be sick forever. And those on my care team said to me, it takes about 7 years to recover from an eating disorder with dedicated, consistent work. And I remember thinking, that seems very arbitrary. Like, how did you get that number, 7 years? But lo and behold, about 6.5 years into dedicated, consistent therapy, I woke up one day and realized that I hadn't had an eating disorder thought in quite a few months. And now I'd say I'm about 8 years out, and I'm proud to say I consider myself fully recovered. And it's thanks to professionals like yourselves. I'd like to welcome you again. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And like Carla said, this is our 6th year having the forum, but it is our first year ever having everything completely virtual. This opens up some exciting avenues for us. Like, for instance, our presenters this year are not only local, although we do have some local people, but all from across Canada and the US, because they're able to stream in. So that's an exciting time. And getting all of these amazing speakers was made possible by our sponsors. They paid for the speakers, and for the first time ever, we had all 7 of the Interior Hospital Foundations collaborate together in order to provide funding, as well as Interior Health. So I'd just like to name them: the East Cooney Foundation for Health, the Vernon Jubilee Hospital Foundation, the Royal Inland Hospital Foundation, the Kelowna General Hospital Foundation, the Kootenay-Boundary Regional Hospital Health Foundation, the Kootenay Lake Hospital Foundation, and the South Okanagan-Similkameen Foundation. And the topics that the presenters will be presenting on this year came from us going over the feedback forms that were filled out at the end of last year's forum, and you'll have a chance to do that again this year.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we absolutely do try to, plan for next year while we're still doing this year. So, and that is because we have some pretty great volunteers that help us out every year. And this year, our planning committee has just been amazing. And I have to say, it's one that I've completely enjoyed being part of, in that actually our people with lived experience and our families have been outnumbered our professionals on the planning committee. And so it was a great group of people that really stepped up whenever it was needed and usually performed before the deadline, which has been awesome. So big shout out and thank you to all of you. Just want to let you know what you have to expect. So as Riley said, there's some great presenters and local experts, and you're going to get, hopefully within this email that you have now, is a link to the presentation, some technical tips and tricks that was created and developed by Betty Jo Tunks, and then some self-care tips and tricks that was created by Riley. So if you can't make it, we wish that you would be able to make it with us, and if not, that's okay. We'll catch you next year, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.